Listen, I used to be ugly. I was cute from like 2 to 7 years old, but once puberty rolled around, like, things took a dip. I was chubby, I wore glasses, I had a gap tooth, and I was just really bad at talking to other kids. And I was really shy and insecure growing up because I was ugly, I guess. And I was also really insecure in my blackness at the time. Like, I grew up in a pretty diverse area, but the majority was still white people, and I wondered why I didn't look like Allie or Becky or Susan, who had stringy white girl hair and pale skin. And all the boys liked Becky and Susie. They didn't like the chubby, awkward black girl. Around like 11 years old, that's when I really started to hate my body. I remember my mom would tell me like, oh, I hope this is just a phase and you lose the weight because you're getting a little big there. And I was also in summer camp at the time, and we swam like twice a day, so the uniform was basically a bathing suit. And I remember looking at the other girls in my camp group, and they were thin as rails, and they never thought about their body. They were never inhibited by the way their body looked, but it was always on my mind. I went through a phase in 7th grade where I just wouldn't eat. And bam, I lost the weight, problem solved. Except not really, because I still hated myself. I remember my French teacher actually pulling me aside one day after class, and she was like, I'm starting to really worry about you. You're withering away to nothing. And I was like, good. Once high school rolled around, puberty kicked in, and I evened out a bit, and I got an ass. I remember on the first day of high school, actually, one of my friends came up to me and she was like, yo, one of the guys said, damn, Madison got thick over the summer. And that was like the first time I really noticed my body in that way. And boy, did I fucking run with it. I wore leggings and tight jeans that would show off my assets. Haha. And I just looked for validation through my body, which was fine, but it low-key backfired on me because I remember I was in the lunch line, my 14-year-old self, and this 18-year-old football player turns to me and says, hey, I know you. You're the girl with the fat ass. Yeah, I seen you walking up the stairs and shit. Like, what the fuck? I mean, don't get me wrong. I was still kind of ugly at this point. It wasn't until like junior year until I started looking all right in the face, and boy did that, wow. And boy did that change me. I remember like just being stared at a lot and like not knowing why. Like I always felt this like weird presence that someone was like watching me. I literally thought like I was going nuts. I'm like, why is everyone looking at me? And my dad's like, dude, like chill, you're just a pretty girl. And I was like, oh. And yeah, I mean, women would come up to me like on the street and tell me how beautiful I was, and men would stare at me relentlessly, like staring at me, almost walking into oncoming traffic type shit. Like it was really weird, and I was like, oh, like I'm pretty now? Okay, that's cool. Like what do I do? But it felt really good. Like it felt really awesome, not gonna lie. After years of hating myself, I was like, shit, like let me enjoy this, like fuck it. And now I spend way too much time looking at myself, whether it's in the mirror or on my phone. Like I just spend too much time looking at myself, man. I mean, it's generally pretty positive. Like I don't spend 30 minutes in the mirror picking apart every flaw that I have. I'm usually just hyping myself up. Like, dude, sometimes I'm walking down the street and I catch my reflection and I'm like, damn, like that's me? That's crazy. And I know I'm a bad bitch. Like, fuck it. Like, I'm cool with it. And, you know, I try to be humble in front of other people so I don't seem like a complete asshole. But I know I'm beautiful, and that's not really a secret. Being aware of your own beauty as a woman is honestly so powerful, though. Like, when you're a beautiful woman, you realize how much power you have over men, especially the ugly ones. But that's a different discussion for another day. But my confidence doesn't solely rely on my physical appearance. I'm not gonna lie, it does make up a good portion of it, but as a woman, we're literally programmed to hate ourselves. Women's insecurities are literally the backbone of America's economy. Women invest so much money in their appearance with skincare and makeup and plastic surgery and all that shit. All these companies tear our confidence down so we buy more of their products, and it works. Like pore strips and jade rollers. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, is that actually doing anything? Like, you don't need that shit, but marketing, I guess. I mean, the media infiltrates our mind to believe that we're ugly, or at least we'll look a little prettier with this eye serum. Being beautiful and believing it feels like a major accomplishment in this world. I've seen some really depressing shit online with girls just absolutely hating themselves because they have small tits or they don't have a flat stomach. There's just so much more to life than hating yourself as a full-time job. I feel powerful feeling secure in my body because I know so many women aren't. It's like a fucking superpower transcending this ugliness mindset. It's honestly liberating. The weird thing about beauty is that it's truly an idea. It's all subjective. That's why the standard changes every few years. I was lucky enough to be born in the right time. I managed to fall into an era where fat booties and small waists and full lips are the thing, and I just happened to fit into that idea of beauty. I hit the genetic lottery in some ways, but a lot of it is just timing. If I was the same age in the 90s, I'd be fucked because heroin chic was in and nobody wanted a fat ass. But I know I'm beautiful regardless of whatever is trendy. The problem with women is that we equate our self-worth to what's trendy. But this shit is always changing. You will never be able to keep up. It's just a never-ending cycle of wanting what you can't have and hating yourself because of it, and trying whatever exercise or supplement or product that'll make you look how other people want you to look. Being secure in yourself as a woman in 2020 is, like I said, a superpower. Like, it feels like I'm winning because I like the way that I look and I just love myself. But am I really winning? Because I feel validated by other people's compliments on my appearance and the reflection that's looking back at me. I like who I am on the inside most days, but that's honestly where most of my insecurities lie, within myself. My intelligence, my ability to listen, my ability to be mindful. But if someone calls me ugly, well, nigga, you're just blind.